Hi guys, welcome back to this African Perspective. Thank you all for stopping by. So we're going to be checking out videos of people making a rant about their family back home. Now, the people that I'm talking about are those that live like in a whole different country, like people coming from. We're going to be checking out videos of Africans that live in the diaspora, like maybe US or UK or any, all this like European country or whatever, different countries though, that are not like back home. And we're just going to be checking out what their rant is going to be about, like their families back home always expecting them to send them money. And you know how majority of the time, like these foreign currencies might go really far for them when they send it to their family back home, and they expect, like they already have like this mindset that like I'm gonna use the US for example, like, oh, these places are, America is great, like of course, like there's a lot of jobs, people are living so well, people are like happy, so of course my family member need to send me, the one who's there need to send me money back home so I can live my life and enjoy myself. They need to support me. So with time they just like get very angry because eventually the whole request for money consistently becomes so depressing to them, as it is, as these people start becoming entitled to it. And I think people whoever you are, I think if you're someone who has families that beg you for money or ask you for money to send them money consistently, you know how people can become entitled at some point when you consistently do something for them. And some people do not really have, are not grateful. Sometimes they think, or maybe you just go to any random trees and just pluck some money out. So this will be some rant videos on that. Before we get right into this video, make sure you please click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video. Let's get right into it.
If you're Latino and you have family members back in your country, you don't need to feel guilty about not sending them money. Yesterday, I got a call from my niece, and I've never met her in my life. I've been in this country for 40 years, and I have never met my niece. And the phone call always begins the same way. How are you? She wants to know about me because she wants to sweeten me up in some kind of way. So she'll always start with me, but it almost immediately turns to her and how her life is so miserable in Honduras. So then she starts to tell me that there are no jobs, and it's the same story over and over. I've heard it before, right? And then she goes, I really want to buy 2 pigs because I think it's a good idea for me to, start growing pigs and chickens. And that way I can sell them and make a lot of money. And I said to her, yeah, that's a great idea. My dad, when I lived in Honduras, my dad used to do the same thing. We used to have like 15, 20 pigs, and we used to sell them, and they sell very well. And not only that, whenever we were short on meat, we would just slaughter a pig and have meat for weeks. So then here's the question. Can you send me money? Because each one of them costs $1,500, which is about a couple of $100 US dollars, right? So she needs $400. And here's the reason why I said no to her. One, they're always lying. Every time she calls me for something, it's always someone sick. There's always, last time she got me, she wanted to move from point A to point B because the area where she lived at flooded. And she was like, I need to move to higher grounds. Can you send me some money? I sent her $400. Did she move? Nope. And here's the other reason why I don't send her money. Because they always call me. She'll always call me to ask me for money. But I never get an update phone call. I never get a thank you phone call. It's like, okay, did she receive the money? Did I not even a, Tia, I got the money. Thank you so much. I was able to move. None of that. I never get an update of what happened to the money. So now it's like, no, you know what? And by the way, me and my mom, we just sent them a box of things. We sent them microwaves. We sent them TVs. We sent them money. Just Christmas. It's not even, it's only mid-January and she already wants more money. So the answer is no. I know that a lot of you are going to be like, well, they're poor in Honduras. The answer is no.
This year, I don't give a damn if you're dying, you didn't pay your school fees. I don't give a shit. I don't want nobody from Africa calling me and telling me about their problems. I don't give a fuck. I got my own problems too. You people lie so much. Sometimes somebody will call you and say they have been in the hospital for about 2 months. You've been in the hospital for 2 months and you ain't dead. And they'll be like, oh, I can't pay my school fees. Are you getting your education from me? Like, make it make sense. Let's be honest with ourselves here. I really can't stand a lot of y'all back home. Y'all piss me off because y'all be lying too much. What if I call you and say, hey, I'm dying, oh, send me this? Like, you guys are draining. And some of them, when they start to call you, when they call you past 100 and pass you answer that phone day. Hey, no, the thing is irritating.
When I tell you the amounts, like I've never in my life seen how creative. I started realizing how creative people can be when it comes to lying. They get extremely creative and tell you different type of things that are broken that needs to be repaired, and it's like you're really not living there. And let's say there are a lot of maybe some Africans that even live in, I'm just saying this is something that happens in many people's country, but I'm just saying where, like the continent that I'm from, because that's what I can relate to more. So I can't really speak for everybody, but I know there are a lot of people that can relate to this, where they'll start telling you so many things that are spoiled and destroyed that need to be repaired. And you might be there having multiple jobs and labor and suffering so hard, but they cannot relate because they are not the ones dealing with that thing. All they know is that they're just casually being sent money, and that money is a lot to them. You understand? So while the person is there laboring and suffering, they will be there being creative and telling you different type of things that they need that money for, and then at some point they are not even grateful anymore. At some point they feel like they're entitled to it. It's something you're supposed to be giving them, because what do you mean you shouldn't give them? You understand? This is not to say that there's some people who, of course, some people generally, like, the reason why they move or are immigrants in some countries because, like, they want to create a better life for their families. They're trying to, go and get, like, anything that is better out there, and they want to help their family. There are some families that are very appreciative. There are some families that are good. But I'm saying how it becomes annoying where people that are even like far distance relatives are calling you and begging you and telling you different type of excuses and different things that is happening in their life, and they need you to be the one to give them money for all those things. And then it's like, damn. Some of them could tell you that the roof, oh my God, a heavy rain fell and the entire roof in the house fell. They needed to be repaired. They needed to be fixed. Different type of things.
There's a girl on here talking about something. She's never going to send money to Africa. She never sending money to Africa. And some people are outraged, right? Listen, I'm never sending money either. Listen, I just came back from Africa in August. Well, not just, but came back, right? And it's been 20 years since I went there. So this was like the first time, let's just say, right? And ever since I started working, I've always sending money to Africa, to my cousins, to my nephews, to people, like to relatives. Always send money. Sick, school, blah, blah, blah. Eid, all the time. Ramadan is coming, all the time. Never again, never. When I got there, I went with the girls. When I got there at the airport, there was like, immediately at the airport, they was like, oh, we need money to put fuel in the car. And I was like, I don't have no safers. Like, I only have dollars. They're like, okay. So we get to the house. I give money to one of them to go exchange it. They go exchange it. I'm counting my money. One thing, I'm a no money. D-me is like $20. I'm going to use my phone. My money is short $60. So I'm like, oh, what happened? Like, what's the rest of the money? They're like, oh, we took out the $20. We put gas in the car. We took that out. We paid the driver this thing. Your daughter wanted something at the airport, $5. We took that out. We took this out. We took that out. I said, okay. I'm at the house, right? The day we came in, we didn't even settle in yet. We took a shower and everything. We eating. And then someone in the house go, oh, y'all staying for how long? I said, we staying for 3 weeks. They're like, okay, are you guys going to contribute to the food and everything like that? And I'm like, like, what do they mean? So I called my aunt here in America, and she's like, yeah, just give them something to contribute towards food because you and your kids will be eating there. Family house. I said, okay, cool. I give them $500. So that way they can contribute. So we contributing to the expenses of food. Every time we went out, we had to put fuel in the car. We had to pay the driver. At the end of the month, they give us our electric bill. And this is a household where, when I say we literally paid for to build, anything that goes on, somebody got to go to the hospital, somebody's sick, were the one to like help to pay. When we went there, every single thing we did, we had to pay for. If they bought my daughter something while I was out and about, when I came back, they would tell me, we spend $1 on your daughter, can we have our money back? Like every single time. When I was so shocked that when we was leaving, they told us that our light bill was $15. I looked at them and I said, I'm not paying for it. So I guess, I don't know if she went through that, but I personally went through that. And that was shocked. These are people, when I'm telling you, $800 at a time, $600. The least I've sent in a month was like $400, $800. During Eid time, I'm buying everybody clothes for Eid. I'm sending money to buy cows for families. When I said every house that I went to, if they bought water for us, they wanted to buy water for us, they will be like, oh, can you give $5? We're going to go get water for you. Can you imagine if we did the same thing? That's why I understood the girl. I'm not saying this is everybody family, because this can't be everybody family, right? But some families are like that. When you go there, there is no hospitality.
I totally stand with her on why she cut her family. This one just cut them off entirely because they are not your people at all. Because this is just ridiculous. How are you even going to comfortably go and visit such people and feel like, oh, you are, like you feel at home and you're welcome? Because this is just like, you know, welcoming someone. Why are you treating this person like a stranger if they are someone who have been, like, they are there for you, they've been sending you money, like there's no atom of any gratefulness or appreciating the person. At some point, it's almost as if they're just treating her like a bank where they just go and collect money. They feel like they don't even have to treat her like a human being. They don't have to treat her like a family anymore. They don't have to treat her nicely. Like, what does it take for you to actually show hospitality to this person that has been good to you? And then when you stop, the thing is, when she stops now, she's going to be the evil person. All the days where she has been good and kind to them, they are totally going to forget it. You see, honestly, when I see some people who say that they cut their family off because of these reasons, they cut them off and they've gotten the most peace from in their entire life. Their mental health has been good and straight. I don't blame them because, you know, put yourself first. Because in this life, I know that there are a lot of people that will use you to the very end. They will use you, and then all those days where you've been laboring and putting yourself out there, like laying on the floor like a doormat where they step on, the moment you stop that, they are totally going to forget it. All those days that you've labored for them, and let's say something happens to you, you pass out from working so hard to prove to people or make them love you, or you are trying to show them love and do so much for them. The moment you pass away, they are just going to cry for one day, and the cry is the cry for this person is not alive anymore to keep doing all those things that they are doing for me. They are not alive. They are crying and mourning for the things you do for them, not even for you. And then they move on quickly. Like if only dead people, like if only they could actually stay, like somehow their spirit is roaming around this world and they could see how people act. If people could see the vision on how people will act when you die and you're no longer there after laboring and suffering for them, then you would know that you should really do your best to make yourself happy, because people can be so ungrateful, very ungrateful.
I was just watching Miss Enja's video about the reason why she's not sending money to Africa anymore. And I don't want to send money to Africa anymore, but for a different reason. For me, I feel like I'm a hater, right? Every time I go to Africa, especially lately, the lifestyle that they're living there is just ridiculous. So these people are the people that you basically feed, pay their rent, you know, when they get sick, you pay for that and all of those things. But these people are living their best life out there. Like, I go there, they go to the most expensive hair salons, they go to the most expensive nail salons. They're living large, okay? Like, they're out there drinking like juices all day. Mind you, it's not like in America where you buy juice and keep it in the refrigerator. You literally have to buy like the canned juice every time, and they're not cheap. For us, it might be cheap when you convert, but for them it's not cheap. So that could rack up to like one day of worth of food for the whole family. They're going clubbing, buying shisha, like spending $15 on shisha. That's like 150,000 there, which is a lot of money there. So they're doing all of these things, living this, you know, glamorous lifestyle that you don't even have in America. And I just sit there and I look at them. I'm like, I'm the one funding like half of this lifestyle, and I don't even have this lifestyle. You know how when we're here, we're going, like sometimes you go through a rough patch or you're trying to save money for something. At least for me, when I'm trying to save money for something specific or at times it's a little hard, I cut down on certain things, right? Like instead of getting my nails done every 2 weeks, for example, sometimes I won't even get my nails done at all, or I'll go like a month or two before I get my nails done again. Or you know, like some expenses you can cut down on because of the situation, and then when you're fine, then you resume them. They don't know that. They just spend. They're like, oh, I need my nails done, or I'm gonna die. I need my hair done, and not everybody can do my hair. This specific person, like, there is no compromise because they know the money is going to come. You see the mentality? So for me, it was about 8 years ago when I went there and I stayed longer. Then I realized, these people are not struggling. These people just need extra money to do all these glamorous things, to live large. I'm not living large, and I'm the one funding all of these expenses. So I made the decision that I'm not sending money to Africa anymore. So for me, it's like, unless you're really sick and I can see proof that you're sick, or something very urgent is happening, like literally something very urgent is happening, or it has to do with the children and things like that, then I will send the money. But just to send money and pay somebody's rent, or you know, like things like that, I don't do that anymore. No more sending money to Africa. And I kid you not, as soon as I made that decision and I started sticking to it, my life here changed. You know what I mean? And the whole time you're sitting there, oh, I need to look for baraka. I need to look for baraka. I feel like some things don't even have baraka in it. The baraka will stop with my mom and my dad, and the rest of the people can just, let's all work for our lifestyle. I want to have that lifestyle too. I just don't have somebody else paying for it. So let's all work for our own lifestyle.
Me, my personal experience after leaving home, I'm going to say literally everybody around me totally changed towards me. Because back then, I think I used to communicate. It really becomes painful when you chat them up, right? And sometimes you just want to, talk to them the way they usually talk to you back in the days, the way they used to talk to you, and you guys would just say, hey, like, how are you doing? And you genuinely just want to know how the person is doing. You're just keeping up with them, knowing, oh, hey, like, how is life going? But then it becomes a total switch where they are really just chatting you up just to collect something from you. And it's not like because they care about you, not because they want to know how you're doing. It will be like, sometimes I get to the point where I get scared to even ask someone, how are you doing? Like, hope everything is fine. I can't even ask you that question because the next thing is, oh my God, ooh, oh my God, like you don't know what is going on right now. I'm doing this. I get that you're suffering, but like, do you really even care about me and you want to know how I'm doing also? Like, should the world just revolve around you just because you feel like you're living in a country that is not, that doesn't have the things that you've been told it doesn't have, or you feel like you're the only one that is suffering on earth, or you feel like you're the only one who is not, like, life is just not going the right way for you. So it's like they just automatically believe that you're fine, to the extent that you cannot complain, because if you complain they will tell you you are a liar, and you're just complaining. You should hear only their complaints because they're the only ones that have problems. So that's why I totally understand and relate with all this rant, because I tell you, like, it gets so sickening. In the beginning, maybe they might be grateful and be like, hey, thank you very much, God bless you. That's maybe the first time you're sending it. I trust me, the more you keep sending it, the more the ungratefulness is going to start being there. Like, they'll be like, well, I think this person is definitely going to get this money from some trees, so I think you should be sending it to me. Then the entitlement will start being there. There will be more entitlement, and they will think you have a lot. The fact that you're sending them money, they don't realize that maybe you're just making sacrifices. Maybe you have bills yourself. And let me tell you, the one thing that these people do not understand, right, is, let's say you're sending them like the US dollars, right? They don't realize that your bills are actually in those dollars. It's not in their local currencies. That's the one thing that just makes me, like, it's something that I keep wondering in my head, is like, do these people not realize that you're paying that bills in that currency, and that means this place is an expensive place to live in? So That it's just crazy. Guys, that's it for this video. You all, thank you all for watching this video to the end. I really appreciate you guys. Please, before you leave, don't forget to click the like button. That really helps with the algorithm. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new here and hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.